I thought it would be easier for you to see and understand what's going on with your similarity reports if I did a little screencast to show you what was happening. So this is assignment 9.3, and as you can see in the similarity report, it's 74% similar to a student paper submitted to VHS. So that is a very high percentage, which would raise an eyebrow as I'm looking at the Turnitin similarity reports. And so where it is pinkish red here is where the similarity and the identical nature of the area in the paper is. And so this is identical in the pink spots to a student paper submitted to VHS. So again, this is a very high percentage, and so this definitely would warrant me taking a look at it. On this assignment, this is a 69%, still high and still a student paper submitted to VHS. But you can see here that this is just the questions that you copy and pasted, and that's fine. And even though those are included in the 69%, I obviously know that that is not any kind of plagiarism issue. What I do get concerned at is where there's these big chunks of the pinkish red, as you can see. Some of them, like this phrase, I think the, is probably pretty generic to many assignments. But when you move further down into here, you look at the phrase, the fate of our intelligence is determined by how we utilize it. That to me is a little concerning because that's a really unique way to say what you're trying to say. The other piece with this assignment was that you needed to have bibliography information at the end, your works cited page, or even just a section of the paper. It didn't have to be a whole page. It could be the 2 or 3 sources that you use to research nature and nurture. And this was supposed to be a significantly more in-depth essay here. And so that impacts it too, because if you had cited some things, yes, it would have still been a high percentage, but I could have gone and looked at where you got your information, even if it's from the textbook, even if it's from a site that I had given you in the lesson documents, you still need to cite your sources. The last one here we have is an 82%, again with the student paper submitted to VHS. And this has a significant amount of pinkish red here. Again, with the questions that are copy and pasted, not a problem, but it's all in when you have the big chunks of sort of unique ideas that are here. So you can see why, I have to look into this and speak and contact your site coordinator. So a couple of different things that you can do. First of all, always provide the works cited pieces of information at the end of your work in every assignment. Most students are doing this. They all should be doing this. And even if it doesn't specifically say cite your sources, because this is such a content-driven and research-based course, you really need to cite all of your sources on your papers, especially something like the Nature Nurture paper that you had a significant amount of time to do and needed to research. The other good rule of thumb is to always check your similarity reports. You cannot check them until you submit them. And I understand that there's a lag time. I know you said that in your private topic message. And so just go back a couple hours or the next day and see what the report is. Of course, if you want to change something, you most certainly can. And let me know which one you want me to look at, which version of your assignment you want me to look at. You cannot check it before you turn it in. Unfortunately, I think that was a misunderstanding. So you do have to submit it, then it goes through the Turnitin process, and it is almost automatic, if not within a few minutes for most assignments. But again, if it takes a little bit of a lag time, that's fine. You can always go back and resubmit something. The other piece is that it's really important to always put things in your own words. And I know you had sort of alluded to that fact that you've been working really hard to do that. And it's really hard in some cases to put things in your own words, and I understand that. But you can understand, our concern when things are so similar that, where does that, where are your own words and whose own words are there? Is it? So, and I don't think that this is happening necessarily on purpose. I really don't. I just want you to be very cognizant of the fact that these similarity reports have been high. And, in a lot of your assignments, they haven't been high. So, sort of take a page out of those assignments where you are, having really low in the similarity reports. Go back and take a look at those and see what you did. And always cite your work. So I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into, what we were looking at. And if you have any questions, please let me know via your private topic. And I'm hoping, to be able to help and work with you on this. All righty. I will hopefully hear from you soon. Take care.